give me a few seconds. I'm just gonna do the audio thingy on my laptop and then we can get started, okay? And let's go. What's up everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel / my podcast. I am the marketing nomad. My name is Prithvi Madhukar. I am the author of 0 to 4 Figures and Self-Loved. I'm also a digital entrepreneur and a business owner. Few of the roles that I do take on, I'm a YouTuber, podcaster, Etsy shop owner, and Skillshare teacher as well. All of the links are in the description box below if you would like to check it out. Welcome to episode 180 of Ask TMN, where we're gonna get into how do you decide on your YouTube channel niche. Now, if you're new here and you're wondering, well, what's this Ask TMN thing that you just said? So here it is. Ask TMN is a series where I release videos answering questions that solopreneurs may have about marketing, business, as well as mindset. Now, I do release a couple of these videos every single week. So if that sounds interesting to you and these are topics that you would like to know more about, definitely do hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, because that tells you every single time I do upload my videos. Also, once you're done watching this video and you liked it, do give me a thumbs up. That really helps my channel to grow. It helps me help other solopreneurs as well with their business, mindset, and marketing, and just basically helping them grow the business that they love. Alrighty guys, without further ado, let's get into 3 very simple steps that I have for you to decide on your YouTube channel niche. Now, before we get into the 3 very simple steps that I do have for you, let's get into what do I mean when I say your channel niche. Now, every YouTube channel, all right, for the sake of convenience, has a theme that the channel is all about. It's usually a bunch of specific topics or an overarching theme that the channel will give content about. Now, the reason why it's so important to have a channel niche is because it gives clear direction for your channel. Not just that, it also tells subscribers, potential subscribers, that hey, this is what my channel is about, and if you like it, then definitely do hit that subscribe button. You're actually making the decision process of subscribing to your channel a little bit more easier. Now, if you actually noticed the introduction of this video of mine, all I said was I release videos on marketing, business, and mindset. For me, those are the topics that I cover, and it's just that simple for people to know whether or not my channel is a good fit for whatever it is that they are looking for on YouTube. All right, so it just gives a very clear direction, not just for you, but also for your subscribers, on whether or not your channel is a good fit for what they're looking for. Another thing is, especially when it comes to YouTube SEO, search engine optimization, the more clarity you have about the topics that you're choosing and the more that they actually come under a singular theme, the better YouTube can understand what your channel is about, and it can give your content on the YouTube pages of people who might likely be interested in your topics. So basically, it makes your content a little bit more discoverable. Another thing is, when it comes to collaborations and partnerships, yes, you may be starting out now, but in the future, I'm sure you're hoping to gain some partnerships or to gain some collaborations, maybe with other YouTube subscribers as well. Now, one of the best ways that you can go about it is if you know very well what your niche is, then you know which other YouTube channels that you can partner with that can give you the maximum exposure, so on and so forth. Not just that, when brands actually approach you, because you have such a well-defined niche, they also know that your target audience is exactly what they're looking for, and they're more likely going to choose you or even pay a premium amount because your niche is so well-defined. Now, one of the most common questions that I get often is, should my niche be narrow or broad? How should it be? Honestly, I don't think there's the right way to go about it. I've seen YouTube channels that are so, absolutely specific, like one particular topic, and they've absolutely blown up. I've also seen YouTube channels that have a broad niche and also still blown up. The thing is, as long as you are clear about the areas that you cover, as long as you are clear about the individual topics that you cover, all right, and you can say it in one sentence, I would say that's perfect. All right, so don't worry if your niche is too broad or too narrow. Yeah, I don't think that is particularly the way to go, because I've seen niches that were too broad but were absolutely clear in the value that they were delivering, in the content that they were providing, and they've blown up. I've also, on the flip side, also seen niches that were way too narrow but just not clear about what they were delivering, what kind of content they were putting up, and then those actually never really did well, so on and so forth. And frankly, I've also made that mistake in the past as well. So this is actually me coming to you from a place of experience. So it's not about whether your niche is too broad or too narrow, it's about the clarity. You've got to have clarity about your niche, all right? So before we get into the 3 steps that I do have for you, let's just go over the importance, just do a quick recap. So it gives you a clear direction. It gives the content that you're giving, like you're putting out a clear direction. It is basically gives clarity to your potential subscribers whether or not they should follow your channel, and it also helps you with collaborations and partnerships as well. Alrighty guys, let's get into the 3 very simple steps that I do have for you to determine your niche when you're starting out with your YouTube channel. Now the first one is interest. When it comes to starting a YouTube channel, like most likely the thought in your mind is you want to do this for as long as you can, right? It's not something that you want to start today and end tomorrow. No, it's something that you want to pursue long term. And so if you want to pursue something long term, one of the most important questions that you have to ask yourself is, what are you passionate about? What is it that you can see yourself making content about for a very long period of your time? That is absolutely key. And this is probably one of the biggest mistakes that I see in very new YouTubers out there as well. You know, they see, all right, this topic is trending. I'm just gonna go grab that and put that in and start making content. And then after a week or two, yeah, they give up interest. They lose their interest because it's not something that they're inherently passionate about, nor is it maybe something that they are knowledgeable about. So for me, the way that I see it, I mean, I've been doing YouTube for 4 years now. You can check my channel, you know, even though at the moment of publishing this podeo, I have 500 subscribers. I just hit 500, I'm so happy, but I've made 433 videos. And I think that number is what shocks people, because I've managed to keep this going again and again and again. Even though, you know, my subscriber count may or may not have changed, I've still had that passion to keep going for 4 years. And so for me, the way that I see it is passion, interest, and knowledge. All these 3 have to combine together when you are creating your YouTube channel. So what I want you to do is take a piece of paper, very simple process, okay? Write down all the things that you are passionate about. And even so, you know, it may not be something that you are very knowledgeable about. Maybe it's just that you want to share your lifestyle. Maybe it's just that you want to share behind the scenes of what's going on in your life. Whatever it may be, there needs to be substantial amount of passion and interest in whatever the topics that you are choosing for your YouTube channel. So you sit down and just make a list of all the things that you are passionate about. Now, when you are looking at your list, try to group things that are sort of relative, or you may feel that your target audience would actually like to see all of them as part of your YouTube channel. So that would be the first step for you, understanding what exactly are you passionate about, what is it that you want to present to the people, what is it that you are going to have a long-term interest about. Because yes, sometimes, you know, content does go viral, sometimes things explode overnight and, you know, you start you know, going with a massive subscriber count, but sometimes it takes time to get there. Sometimes it's going to take you years before you hit that subscriber count. So you've got to keep that passion going, right? And I say this from experience, right? So make sure, I truly believe, I really think what you're passionate about and what your interest is, that's the first thing, and it is step 1. Even when I decided 4 years ago what I wanted this channel to be about, The Marketing Nomad, yeah, I was very clear. I love talking about marketing, business, and mindset, especially for solopreneurs. I'm crazy about these topics, and I'm also very knowledgeable because I've been through it myself, and I've got an MBA, I've got a degree, I've done my courses, so on and so forth. Yeah, so for me, all of that kind of aligned, and you will find something that all of it fits together and something that you can see doing long term. All right, so that is step 1 for you. Step number 2 is research. The reason why this is so important is you've got to see whatever your passionate area is there actually an audience for it? And more so, understanding what content already exists out there and how can you do it differently. Now, I gotta say, I mean, we're well into the YouTube era, okay? So of content creation, I might as well add that. And so for me today, I don't think there is any niche that is untapped at the moment. But what I can say is there are topics in certain niches that you can do better, or you can add your personal style to it. You can, change the narrative or approach it in a different way. All right, so understand what kind of content already exists. Look at your competition. Look at what your audience is, what do they really like? What kind of content do they prefer? And try to see how you can put your own unique spin on it. Because all said and done, there is a sea of YouTubers out there. Even if your niche is narrow or broad or whatever it is, there is a sea of YouTubers. So at the end of the day, you've got to stand out. So figure out how can you stand out. And the way that you go about it is to do your research. Understand what kind of topics that your audience are interested in, what aligns with the passionate list that you made. Well, it was not a passionate list, it was a list of passions that you had. Just see what aligns with it and, understand what are the keywords that people are looking for. How can you incorporate that into your content? Understand what are the trends going on in the industry that you wish to be in. And the bottom line is, how can you provide a unique spin on whatever it is that you are passionate about? How can you bring you into it? Because I do want to say, and I want you to extend this philosophy into life as well. You might see, a ton of YouTube videos, and I've been through this. That's why I know this feeling so well. I mean, you might see like a ton of content out there in your niche, and you might feel dejected saying, all right, well, the content that I want to make already exists over there. What do I do? I mean, it kind of demotivates you a little bit when you see that whatever content you want to make is already out there. But what I do want to say is how I picked myself up in those specific moments where I felt low about it is, you are unique, okay? What you bring to the table is absolutely unique. There is no one else out there like you. And there is, I promise you, there is someone out there or a group of people out there who need to hear things the way you say, who need you to show up exactly the way that you do, who want to see how you show up, who learn better by the way that you show up, by the way that you teach things, or by the way that you say things, or so on and so forth. The way that I see it, you are unique. And there are a bunch of people out there who want that uniqueness in their life, who feel inspired by it, who resonate with who you are. So even if you feel that the content you're putting out could be similar to the other pieces of content there, you're forgetting that you are adding your unique touch to it, your personality, the way that you speak, the way that you add, maybe in my case, add humor to whatever I do, the way that we said speak, right? The way that you think, the way that you show up, your values, your belief system, so on and so forth, and you as a person, So all I want to say is, if that thought is in your mind, yeah, I understand that. I've also felt that a couple of times along the journey as well, but this is how I feel. There are going to be people out there who need to hear it the way that you say it, who need you to show up the way that you do so that it resonates deeply with them and they can find inspiration and meaning in that. All right? So I really hope that this helps with that. So that is step 2 for you. Now, step number 3 is to just go for it. Honestly, I could list a number of steps about, learning how to create thumbnails or figuring out your keywords, all of that. There are so many steps that I could say, but honestly, my step number 3 is very, very simple. Go for it. Put your first YouTube video out. Just keep going from there. Learn as you go. You can watch a bunch of YouTube videos before you even get started, but honestly, until you put your first content out there, you're not gonna learn anything, because especially in my case, and from what I understand with this YouTube journey, you learn as you go. You keep tweaking as you go. You keep pivoting as you go. All right, so just put the first first video out there. It doesn't matter if you believe that it's not perfection, or if you believe that it's not the right quality, so on and so forth. I remember the first YouTube video that I made, I recorded it on my laptop, and it was like pixely, I guess. I don't know if that's a word. That's probably not a word, but we're gonna go with it. It's all like pixely, and the lighting in my room, everything was so off, and you know, basically I didn't even know how to edit videos at that time, but I just did it. I just put it out. I learned how to edit with that video and the subsequent videos as well, you know, so on and so forth. So for me, the way that I see it is this process is continuous. You learn as you go. Even to this day, the other week I was learning something about adding in more specific keywords to the keyword section, and how can I tweak it better. And basically I was using my own thought process and kind of going by experience and analyzing it and so on and so forth. So the process is still on 4 years on, right? So my thing is, yeah, I could give you like 10 steps, okay? I can, but I don't want to, because that's only just gonna make you procrastinate putting your first video out there. So all I want to say is step number 3, very, very simple. Go for it. Just put your first content out there and then learn from that experience. It doesn't matter. The first content that you put out, yeah, you're probably not gonna like it, but just put it out there and learn from that, okay? And I think there was somebody who once said this on the internet. I forgot who it was, and of course there have been like multiple posts about it as well. And the thing is, if the first content that you put out is good, then you waited too long. And I love that. Was it Gary? I think it might be Gary V. I'm not sure, but I think it was him. All right, but yeah, kudos to him as well. And he also does propagate the idea that you should just keep putting the content out there. I also like his approach in that sense as well, his thought process about it, that, you know, don't think too much, just keep putting out and learn as you go. I really like his thought process about that. So yeah, go for it. Just put the content out and learn as you go, because the learning for this is never ending, and you've got to at least put one foot first for the learning to start. You can watch these YouTube videos, so on and so forth, but until you're actually experiencing it and actually creating the videos and going through that entire process, yeah, you won't know how to apply their advice, okay? So my third step, very simple, go for it. Just put out your first, second, third, and keep going. Figure out a frequency that works for you. Set expectations with your audience. Let them know, well, every Mondays I'm going to be here, or every Fridays I'm going to be here, or every Tuesdays and Wednesdays you're going to see me over here, so on and so forth. Set the expectation of the topic that you're choosing, so on and so forth. All right, so just go for it. And over time, if you feel that maybe you want to pivot, absolutely do that. Set expectations with your audience. And if you want to expand your niche, you can also do that. You can tweak things as you go, okay? It doesn't mean that you have to stick with whatever you started out with. Sometimes you feel you want to do something different, and that's okay. Sometimes you want to change things a little, and that's okay as well, all right? So don't be too worried that you have to stick with the niche that you started out with. Don't be so worried that you don't even start. All right, so just go for it, okay? Now, that brings me to the end of this video. Let's just recap step 1, 2, 3. So step 1 was your interest. What exactly are you passionate about? What are you knowledgeable in, and what are you going to enjoy? This is a process that has to be enjoyed, all right? Step number 2 was we were talking about your research. Understand what it is that your audience wants. What is your competition doing? How can you stand out? Okay, how can you bring your uniqueness to the picture, to the camera, or to the YouTube video, all right? And step number 3, go for it. Don't worry about, you know, sticking to the niche that you started out with. You can always pivot. You can always change in the future. And you can always honestly just flow with however it goes as well, and that's most likely what's gonna happen. All right, so yeah, I guess my end note is all the very best for your YouTube channel. I am so excited for you. And yeah, I know that, you know, it's gonna be a little bit daunting. Hold on, I'm just running out of battery space. I have no idea why. Okay, but we'll just continue, I guess. Okay, wait, hold on. I'm actually going to change the battery. I have no idea why. I thought I started out with a full battery, so. Yeah, back. Okay, that was a bit weird because I thought I'd put a full battery, but apparently not. All right, so yeah, basically how I want to end this is, you know, all the very best for your YouTube channel, and these things, it's just taking the first step and learning as you go. That's just how it is with the process. And yeah, I hope it works out really well for you. And most importantly, I hope you just enjoy. I really hope you enjoy, because I've enjoyed the last 4 years. That's what's kept me going all this while as well. And yeah, you know, regardless of the subscriber count, regardless of the growth and so on and so forth, yes, those are important. But at the same time, it's also equally important that you enjoy the process. And that's what I wish for you as well. Alrighty, guys, thank you so much for listening all the way up until here. If you want to catch 2 of my books, they are on Amazon. My first book is 0 to 4 Figures, Lessons Learned by a Broke CEO. It's got the first 3 years of my digital entrepreneurship journey, like stories and lessons related to self-love, relationships, positive mindset, growth mindset, success mindset, and what else? Business strategy, marketing, so on and so forth. That's available on Amazon. So if you're starting out as a digital entrepreneur, yeah, I would highly recommend that book, because it's got literally the beginning stages of starting your own business and what you can expect. My second book is Self-Loved. It is a compilation of 1,000 journal prompts aimed towards healing, growth, and self-discovery. And these cover topics like inner child healing, trauma healing, manifestation, reflections, gratitude, so on and so forth. Other than that, I also do have a productivity series of planners, journals, and trackers. It's called the Simple Series by the Marketing Nomad, and they are also available on Amazon. At the moment of publishing this podeo, there are 18 of them available, and the simplest way to find my stuff on Amazon is to search my name. My full name is Prithvi space Madhukar, Prithvi Madhukar. The minute you search that, you're going to get an author page for me, and then all of it is just going to show up over there for lack of any other way to explain that. Alrighty, guys, thank you so much for listening all the way up until here. I had such a fun time today. I will catch you in my next podeo. Bye bye.